is ready. Mike's presentation today is Valley Toastmasters and the Walrus. Please welcome Mike Freeman.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. The Walrus and the Carpenter, from Lewis Carroll's Alice Through the Looking Glass, one of my favorite poems. The time has come, the Walrus said, to speak of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, cabbages and kings, why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Today I would like to talk a little bit about many things, mostly having to do with Valley Toastmasters. You have a handout. This is about our website. There's a lot of information available on the Valley website. And I'd like to go over just a few things that I think you might be interested in looking at. On the main menu page of the handout, there's a Meet Our Members link. This is where you can go in and add your picture sample. Some of us have our picture, some of us have a black silhouette, and some of us maybe just have a bullseye, I'm not sure. So you can go to edit your profile and add all that information, or you can just click on one button that says, I don't want anybody to ever look at myself, any of this information. Number two is some hints for doing an icebreaker. Icebreakers are very easy, although I remember when I did my icebreaker, I didn't consider it easy. I think I spent 2 weeks writing and rewriting on my icebreaker. But it's really just talking about yourself, which most of us are able to do very easily. Number three is lectern etiquette. The lectern, although I just read on, I think it was Facebook, that the Oxford Dictionary has now decided that podium and lectern are the same thing. No, don't support that. The podium is raised up above the floor. The podium is what you stand on. A lectern, this is a lectern. Of course, those of us who are purists for English are probably not going to be able to maintain the nuances between podium and lectern. But lectern etiquette means we don't ever leave the lectern unattended when we're at a meeting. So that's why we shake hands. That's turning control of the lectern, control of the meeting, over to the next person. That's why these chairs are here, normally left empty until or unless we have so many people in the room, we're standing room only. But the next person coming up to speak can sit at the chairs at the very front of the table arrangement, and then you don't have to move your chair, get out behind it, make noise or anything else. You can just sit, get up and stand. Or when you're the table topics master, the master can just sit down in a chair while the person is speaking. Then we also on the main menu have a discussion of the meeting roles and structure. So there's some good detail about what happens when you sign up for a role or what you should be doing. In particular, I'd suggest you looking at the Toastmaster role. Toastmaster is responsible for a lot of things, keeping the meeting going and all of that, as David is doing so well today. But there's also some other information. How many agendas do you need to print? Someday maybe it'll be 50 or 100, I don't know. But not in this room, I'm sure, but Valley is always growing. Then also for the old guard, there's a link to a PC speech timer. There's also an app available from Toastmasters International for your smartphone, which will time your speeches for you. That comes in very handy when you're practicing, because the green light will come on, thank you. The red light, the orange light, the yellow light, and the red light will come on automatically while you're doing your speech, so it helps you maintain that pace. Now on the members only menu, there's a link to the meeting agendas, which we should all be familiar with. That's the one that we use most of the time, where you really should be signing up for a role starting this afternoon. We know we're having a meeting next Thursday, so let's get our meeting roles established early. It helps the Toastmaster know when, right, David? There's also the edit your profile. That's where you make changes to your profile and either add a picture, headshot, or whatever. If anybody needs a headshot, just let me or anybody with an iPhone or a smartphone know, and we can take your picture. There's also member downloads, or some downloads that you can get from the website, which are member only. You have to be a member in order to look at those. And there's some tips for printing the agenda. If you want to try and squeeze it down to fit on one page, or if you want to make some editing changes, or whatever you'd like to do, there are ways of doing that, just looking at tips. And of course, Lori's not here, but there's also a link for paying your dues via PayPal. So let's make use of the agenda, of the members only menu. And if there's anything that anyone would like to see added or corrected, can't believe there's anything wrong, but if you want to correct something, just let me know. Because the time has come, this walrus says, to explore the tools on our website. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.